And this overtime period is brought to you by Union Bank. Better together for you. Well, the score after regulation period is 90 all. And my colleague Kenito Henson was just saying that here in the semifinal round, we have had a lot of quality games. And I will say, go out on a limb and say all of the games have been quality games here in the semifinal round. And, well, this is one proof of it.
Well, couldn't agree with you more. What a way to end regulation. Actually, Ato Agustin had the right thing in mind of going strong to the hoop. He wanted to pick up a foul.
Yes.
After all, Shell was in penalty situation, but Shell, following the instructions of Coach Joe Lipa, did not give up the foul. But you've got to credit Jerome Lane because he blocked that last-second shot of Ato Agustin.
Well, Coach Joe Lipa comes up with another surprise at the start of the overtime period, fielding in Alan De Los Reyes, who has not seen action or did not see action in the entire 4 quarters of the game. Benji Paras is fouled by Alvin Teng. 4th personal on Alvin. Ronnie Magsanok is still on the bench. And Rick Marata, who came in only in the 4th quarter, is manning the point for Shell.
Magsanok ice cold from the field in this game, only with 4 points.
Benji wants to get it over to Jerome Lane, that's why. Well,
and no double team that time on Jerome Lane. Had an easy lane to get that bucket.
Eric Martin with 4 personal fouls. Alan Pedic trying to shake off Chris Bade. Ato Agustin with the offensive rebound, and Alan De Los Reyes will be called for the foul. That'll be his first.
Eric Martin was actually being held down in that rebound play.
This is overtime, folks.
There you go. Talk about being held down.
We first had a power interruption, which lasted for about 45 minutes, and then regulation period ending in a deadlock. So we've got this extension period, and the Pure Foods Alaska game will have to wait a little bit more.
That's called whetting your appetite for the main dish.
Mahirap naman kung malipasan ka ng gutom, ano?
Hindi naman siguro.
Tied again at 92. This will be the 7th standoff in this ball game. The legal defense is called. Eric Martin still inside the blue paint. Oh, it's Alvin Teng actually was called for the illegal defense. But just a warning, whereas Shell has already had 3 calls on illegal defense in this ball game.
Now they're playing the 2-man game here on the strong side with Paras and Jerome Lane. And
that's the
where,
pass.
Yes, that's where they want the ball. Inside, down low, Jerome Lane.
And Eric Martin is holding on to his right ankle.
Now I think he came down hard on his foot. And look at the sporting gesture on the part of Jerome Lane holding on to the foot of Eric Martin.
That is also the 5th personal foul on Eric Martin.
Sportsmen, they need to see Jerome Lane.
Yeah. And Martin is still limping a bit.
Let's look at that again. Nice fake move here by Jerome Lane. And Eric Martin clipped him.
Well, Jerome Lane landed on the foot of Eric Martin.
And let's see whether he can improve on his 60% shooting tonight.
Really lobbed that one.
That was a high arching shot.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that attempted here by Jerome Lane previously. Now Ronnie Magsanok is back in the game. Coach Joe Lipa is naturally going with his key players here in the final minutes of overtime. Actually 3:40 left in the extension period.
1-point lead by Shell at 93-92.
You know, that's a good move of Joe Lipa. You will want to go to your key players, your stalwarts at crunch time. Whether they've been playing good or bad for you, you live or die with your key players. Same thing happened to Pat Riley in the New York Knicks with John Stark. in the recent playoffs of the NBA.
Good block there by Chris Bade on Alan Kaidik. Roddy Maksanov wants the cast complete as he sets up the play. Jerome Lane is now up against Alvin Teng.
And it's the same two-man game on the strong side.
4 seconds on the shot clock.
And Jerome Lane.
Roddy Maksanov, what a time for his outside shot to go. Missed several of that in regulation period.
Well, you know, that's the point that we were just making. You go with your key players at crunch time, and a good move on the part of Coach Joe Lipa to bring in Ronnie Magsanov, despite the fact that he had been having a poor offensive game. He delivered.
And look at that shot clock. You must have seen it. It read only 1 as the ball went through the hoop. And that was a long one by Ronnie Magsanov. 4-point lead by Shell. And this is their biggest lead. San Miguel, of course, had a 14-pointer back in the second quarter. Ato Agustin forcing his way inside.
Now, both teams already in penalty situation here in overtime. 2 team fouls apiece. And that's the limit in an overtime period before going into penalty.
2-point lead by Shell. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Jerome Lane gets away from Alvin Teng.
No help defense that time. Alvin Teng gambled by trying to play denial, but there was no one at the back of Jerome Lane to stop him from going strong to the hoop.
Again, a 4-point lead by Shell. Alan Kaidik with a fake. And it's in and out as we go into the last 2 minutes of the game, brought to you by Emperador Brandy. Dito na tayo sa totoo, Emperador Brandy. This is overtime, folks. 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. Shell with a 4-point lead. Shell still looking for win number 1 in the semifinal round.
Here's the bread and butter play to Jerome Lane. This time,
Benji Paras for a big rebound.
A mammoth rebound. Offensive rebound and the right idea. Again, eating up more precious seconds from the clock.
Roddy Magsanov directing operations.
Now, no attempt to steal the basketball by the San Miguel Beer defense. 1-on-1 now on Eric Martin.
Back to the basket, shot, Benji Paras. Whoa, what a shot. And it's a 6-point lead by Shell. A timeout by Norman Black. Look at this last play. Benji Paras, a lot of determination in this particular move. Didn't have the shot here. Got it here. Just eluded the hand of Eric Martin in a desperation attempt, really. And that gives Shell a 6-point lead with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in overtime.
Desperation time here for San Miguel Beer. They probably are going to go for a 3-point shot.
Ato Agustin scoots into the lane and will pick up a foul.
No, they didn't go for the 3-point shot. They wanted to get a quick 2 points. Might have been the better idea since Jerome Lane picked up the foul. And the shot clock is now stopped. San Miguel Beer will get the points from the line.
1 minute, 6 seconds to go. That's still a long way.
That's right. No time to panic. But if Shell continues to play smart basketball, the Turbochargers can hold on to post their first victory here in the semifinals.
Well, you can hear Coach Joe Lipa telling Rick Marata as he goes into the hard court for Alan de los Reyes. Joe Lipa saying, patay oras tayo, patay oras.
That's right, he's got 2 point guards playing at the same time. Rick Marata and Magsanok.
195 in favor of Shell. 1:06 to go.
Now there's the press. Benji Paras easily crossing the timeline.
And Coach Joe Lipa calling for 4 quarters. They're up by 4. Less than a minute to go. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, there's no attempt by San Miguel Beer to steal the ball.
Benji top of the key jumper. Offline and out. It was an air ball. 41 seconds to go. 4-point lead by Shell. Here's Ato Agustin. Roddy Magsanov beating him. Agustin. zigzagging his way inside. It is blocked, and it goes off San Miguel, so it will go to Shell. And we have a timeout called by Joe Lipa. Still this ball game, folks. San Miguel versus Shell. We did tell you somewhere in the fourth quarter that the issue was far from settled. We didn't know it would stretch this far to settle the issue, but like we said earlier, it's still unsettled with 32 and a half seconds remaining. A 4-point lead by Shell at 196.
Well, a bad break there for San Miguel Beer. Shell now has regained possession. 32.5 seconds to go. San Miguel Beer, down by 4, will need to go for a steal. Either that or try to stop the clock, give up the foul. But with 4 points down, it's going to be a monumental effort. They've got B-Boy Ravanes coming in now for defensive purposes.
As you said, both squads are in the penalty. One timeout apiece for Joe Lipa and Norman Black. There's the foul right away.
And B-Boy Ravanes giving up the foul. He's the designated foul giver.
Yes. That only chopped about a second off the game clock. Still have 31 seconds.
But it's Ronnie Magsanok who was fouled, and he is one of the best foul shooters in the business.
And now Alan Kadick and Eric Martin will come in for Art De La Cruz and B-Boy Ravanes, who were sent in on a substitutional or a situational substitution.
That's right, so the offensive players are back on the floor since San Miguel Beer will get back possession. Assuming, of course, Ronnie Magsanok puts in his second free throw. But the lead is now stretched to 5, could be 6.
And Ronnie Magsanok with his usual wide stance at the free throw line, cans both, and Shell up by 6 at 102.96.
Now Bad is sticking to Alan Kaidik like a leech.
Vance Pumaran almost got that ball to go.
And he was looking for a 3-point play.
They'll have to settle with 2.
Just a few seconds off the shot clock or the game clock. 24.2, but time ticking away.
And it's starting as Art De La Cruz and B-Boy Ravanes come back in for Kaidik and Martin. Starting to look like a football game. With the defensive and the offensive
That's right.
players switching.
Big responsibility here for Franz Pumaran to put in his gift shot.
No problem with that one. 102.97.
Joe Lipa looking a little more composed
Yes.
than earlier. Of course, he's sitting on a 5-point lead. Could be 4.
Bounces in. 102-98. 24 seconds remaining. And one offensive foul is called on Ronnie Magsanok.
That is going to be a big call. San Miguel Beer simply wanted to give up the foul, but instead Ronnie Magsanok is called for the offense.
Watch this. It certainly changes everything.
Well, good defensive stance on the part of B-Boy Ravanes. A little bit of play acting, but Ronnie Magsanok did push off.
Meantime, we have a timeout by San Miguel. Folks, don't make a mistake about it. This is live coverage. Some people might be thinking, well, they're probably broadcasting on a delayed basis. Nope.
And this is not the second game. This is still the first game.
Precisely. This is the first game between San Miguel Beer and Shell, still unsettled. And there are the situations. One timeout for Joe Lipa. Both teams in the penalty. The count at 102-98, a 4-point lead by Shell. But San Miguel will have possession with 22 seconds left. So, Shell is not out of the woods yet.
Not quite. That was a big call that the referee made. The offensive foul on Ronnie Magsanok. Now, it was not a loose ball foul, but an offensive foul. That's why San Miguel Beer will not take free throws. We made that distinction very clear earlier.
5-second violation.
A violation on the part of Alvin Teng, who did not have a good passing lane. Now the coach Norman Black is saying that the Shell players were holding down on the San Miguel Beer receivers.
And he was screaming at referee De Leon to make some sort of a call, didn't get it. And we have a timeout call, the last timeout of the extension period, called by Jolie Pa back here at the Coliseum. Let's see what happened in that last play where Alvin Teng was caught for the 5 seconds. Norman Black was shouting to the referees to make a call. Let's see.
Now there definitely was some kind of contact there, but not enough, really, not enough contact to merit a call. So I thought the referees did a good job in making no call at that particular situation. Not enough contact really to impede the progress of any of the San Miguel players in moving up close. I thought the defense really held firm that time.
Sure looked that way. Well, time is down to 22.3 seconds in overtime. 102 to 98, a 4-point lead by Shell. Rivera X. Certainly this has been one of the most hardest and longest contested ball games in the history of the PBA, as we see Alan K. Dick and Eric Martin come back in for Rabanes and De La Cruz.
Well, could be a record of sorts here, because we are ending this first game really way beyond schedule. We did have a 45-minute delay because of a power outage.
Yes.
And then, of course, we are in overtime. There's a foul given up by Franz Kumaren.
That'll send Rick to the line, since, as we mentioned earlier, both teams are in the penalty. Of course, we've got one more big game ahead. Seb Sarmenta and Yang Giao will be working that one, Pure Foods versus Alaska.
And they'll be working that game till midnight.
Well, with the way things have been going here in the semifinal round, they'll probably go over midnight.
Classic confrontations indeed here in the PBA second conference semifinals. And there's the missed shot. That was the gamble that Coach Norman Black wanted to take.
No more timeouts in this overtime period. 21.5 seconds remaining. 4-point lead by Shell. Rick shot trickles in. 5-point lead by Shell. Franz Kumaren into the front court. Jumper from the corner won't go. Alvin Teng.
They're looking for a 3-point shot. There's the attempt by Alan Kaidik.
Rick Barata comes to the rebound, and there's an elbow.
And Rick Marata. Let's see what the call will be. Will it be flagrant or deliberate?
A bit of over-eagerness there on the part of Rick Marata, it seems.
It'll be deliberate, so Rick Marata will sit on the bench. And there will be 2 shots given to San Miguel Beer plus possession.
Yes.
So this could be a major turnaround here.
Remember, Shell has a 5-point lead with 7.5 remaining.
So 2 gift shots plus possession for San Miguel Beer.
Got it in the left eye, or the corner of his left eye.
Kanya nga sinabi natin with Rick Marata around, either he does something good or he does something not good. But something's bound to happen when he's there.
Well, it's Alan De Los Reyes that has been sent in by Coach Joe Lipa, but the question is Eric Martin fit to take the free throws?
Well, he also is not a good free throw shooter, so I don't know if that's allowed for him to just sit it out and maybe have somebody else take the foul shots for him. And he was elbowed near the eye.
Yes. Well, he was squinting right after that errant elbow hit him in the face.
There's Rick Marata. He's probably regretting that move. I think it was really more his enthusiasm when he got the rebound. Siguro sabi niya, akin na to.
That's
and,
true.
you know, he sort of threw an elbow really more at the air, pero tinamaan nga ito si Eric Martin.
Medyo sumobra lang sa gigil siguro.
Tama, sumobra nga sa gigil. 7.5 seconds
they could get a technical here because they don't have a timeout. 25-second injury timeout has elapsed. Hector Cama is sent in.
Hector Calma is coming in, I imagine, for Eric Martin.
Yes, he's coming in for Eric Martin.
So it will be Hector Calma who will be taking the gift shot for Eric Martin.
So that means Eric Martin can't come in even if there is a dead ball situation after this.
That's right.
In the meantime, it is a 5-point lead by Shaw with 7.5 seconds remaining in overtime. Hector Calma
Calmly putting in the first free throw. Kalmadong-kalmado to si Hector Calma.
Possession will revert to San Miguel Beer after this free throw by Hector.
Hector on the verge of San
Miguel, very all Filipino, but Alan Saibig is there after a routine by Mero. You know they're all capable